Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday morning, April 5th. The severe weather threat of last night, centered primarily over the Mississippi Valley region, is shifting now into the Midwest, the Ohio Valley. There's already a line of strong to severe thunderstorms, and we'll take a look at that at a moment on the radar. A strong surface cold front is sliding to the east, and again, the biggest threat today will be across the Ohio Valley, Midwest, for the strong to severe thunderstorm activity. Unfortunately, that threat includes the possibility of some tornadoes. That same cold front slides towards the eastern seaboard on Thursday. Could be some strong to severe thunderstorm activity Thursday afternoon into the evening hours near the east coast. Probably the highest risk for that would be places like south and east of D.C., the Delmarva Peninsula, New Jersey. This past weekend on Saturday, there were severe storms in that same part of the Mid-Atlantic region, eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. This is a list of the confirmed tornadoes from Saturday, April 1st. Those severe storms this past weekend, with one in Delaware, one in Pennsylvania, that's in Bucks County, and 7 confirmed tornadoes in New Jersey. Quite unusual. In fact, unofficially speaking, this may be the most tornadoes recorded in New Jersey in a single event. Not too sure about that, but I have seen that cited in some spots. This tornado in Delaware actually was ranked as an EF3, and that is the strongest classification since 1961. The first rated 3 tornado in Delaware since 1961. So quite a bit of activity from this past weekend on Saturday in terms of severe weather and tornadoes. And again, there's a strong to severe thunderstorm possibility, much the same region later tomorrow into tomorrow night across the Delmarva Peninsula and New Jersey. But for now, let's focus in on the Ohio Valley and the Midwest. And here's indeed the severe weather probability outlook from NOAA's Storm Prediction Center, with a focus on the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. We'll see it on radar in a moment. There already are some strong to severe thunderstorms, especially closing in on Indiana, for example, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. This shifts a little bit, weakens a little bit overnight tonight into the day on Thursday, but again, there can be a strong to severe thunderstorm right in this part of the Mid-Atlantic region. In fact, let's push ahead here, and this is the outlook for the Storm Prediction Center. I tend to agree with the positioning of this. Maybe southeastern Pennsylvania, but more than likely New Jersey, Delmarva Peninsula, and those areas in D.C. and to the south and east of D.C. The best chance of a strong to severe thunderstorm later tomorrow. Of course, there's 24 hours between now and then, so we'll fine-tune this over the next day or so. Well, here's the latest radar loop from Intellicast.com. It's WSI's Intellicast.com. And again, we talked about already the formation here of a line of strong to severe thunderstorms closing in on eastern Illinois and Indiana. That certainly presents the possibility of some severe weather over the next few hours, maybe even the development of some tornadoes. That line really stretches all the way down into the eastern part of Texas. Meanwhile, in the cold sector, just blizzard conditions right now across portions of the Dakotas. Temperatures in North Dakota, for example, down in the teens, heavy snow, strong winds, just an all-out blizzard up in the cold sector of this particular storm system. And again, the threat today primarily right in this region for severe weather, the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Well, before we take a look at a high-resolution version of the NAM for today and tonight, let's take a look at the weather warnings map from NOAA, just to show all the watches and warnings that are going on right now. Again, we talked about that line now approaching eastern Illinois, Indiana. They're in a severe thunderstorm watch just to the south and east of it. Here, the yellow represents tornado watches all the way down through southeastern Missouri, Arkansas, and even into northeastern Texas. We saw a portion of that squall line extending all the way into eastern Texas. A lot of wind advisories out as well over the Midwest. And again, this is the main area of concern in terms of strong to severe thunderstorms and the potential for tornadic activity as well. Meanwhile, in the cold sector, blizzard warnings throughout much of North Dakota, into South Dakota, and even western Minnesota this morning. The cold sector seeing some significant accumulating snow. Some of that snow may work its way into the northern part of New England over the next couple of days. Well, let's now walk through the high resolution, the 3-kilometer resolution version of the NAM model from 0Z last night. And we'll focus in first on this squall line right now as we begin the day here on Wednesday morning, April 5th. There's already a line of strong to severe thunderstorms in Illinois, down across Missouri, Arkansas, into the eastern part of Texas. We have tornado watches right in this region right here, severe thunderstorm watches and warnings right in this area right here. Meanwhile, in the cold sector, a blizzard raging right now across North Dakota and western Minnesota, temperatures down in the teens. And as has been the case with all of these storm systems in recent weeks, cold, dry air is plunging into the south and east. At the same time, warm, humid air is rising up from the Gulf of Mexico into the Mississippi Valley, and in this case, all the way up to the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. And that has presented this kind of a clash zone, not only in this particular severe weather outbreak, but in the past couple. We've had now 3 weeks in a row with a severe weather outbreak. This may end up being the last for a while, because it appears as if these cold air outbreaks may diminish some by later next week. There'll be a warm air surge all the way through the central and eastern U.S., and that will diminish the chance for a battle zone to continue to set up in this part of the nation. So again, hopefully this will be the last severe weather outbreak for a while. Now let's move forward on an hourly basis here, and we'll see this line of showers and thunderstorms, and maybe a couple different lines across through the Midwest into the Ohio Valley. Later on today into tonight, that snowstorm pushes up into the south central part of Canada. Meanwhile, we'll go all the way into the late evening hours, into the overnight hours, and still that threat, even a little bow showing up here with this high resolution model over Kentucky and Tennessee, and that spells some trouble in terms of the possibility of damaging wind gusts, maybe like straight line winds, not necessarily from a tornado, but this is certainly an area of concern for late in the day into the night. Still very active here from the Great Lakes all the way down to Louisiana. Then in the overnight hours, this cold frontal system will slide east and approach the eastern seaboard on Thursday. And here we go, going into the morning hours on Thursday. The timing is critical in terms of the threat of severe weather on Thursday, midday, afternoon, evening. If the front comes through a little bit quicker than expected, let's say midday in southeastern Pennsylvania, just as an example, that would tend to lessen the chances for severe weather because it kind of cuts off the potential of the daytime heating. But if it holds off a few hours into mid and late afternoon, which is certainly on the table, that will tend to increase the chance for strong to severe thunderstorms later tomorrow into tomorrow evening, especially south and east of D.C., Delmarva Peninsula, and New Jersey. Let's move forward here into the midday right here on Thursday, and here is that line, a potential line of strong to severe thunderstorms midday tomorrow into D.C., eastern part of Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, some portions of that squall line remaining, the cold frontal system down across the Tennessee Valley region. And again, possibility is probably highest for a strong to severe thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon, evening, across New Jersey, Delmarva Peninsula, maybe D.C. and just to the south and east, perhaps southeastern Pennsylvania as well. And here we go into the late day tomorrow, into the overnight hours. By the time we get to Friday morning, we'll go all the way out here to Friday morning. This is the Friday morning forecast map. This is a downright chilly air mass that moves into the Great Lakes on the heels of this cold front. It moves into the mid-Atlantic region, into the northeastern part of the nation. There is this Canadian high right in this region right here. So this certainly will be a chilly air mass Friday, Saturday, even Sunday in the northeastern quadrant of the nation. But with sunshine on Easter Sunday, for example, temperatures will probably rise to about 60 degrees for highs in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. But throughout the next few days, Friday, Saturday, into Sunday, it'll certainly be chilly in shady areas and chilly in the overnight hours in the Great Lakes, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast. But that high pressure should produce some sunshine on both Saturday and Sunday. So again, a lot of activity here over the next 12, 24, 36 hours or so. The severe weather threat today, greatest in the Midwest and the Ohio Valley, and that threat includes possibility of some tornadic activity. Cold front shifts to the eastern seaboard later tomorrow into tomorrow night. Could be some strong to severe thunderstorms near the East Coast later tomorrow into tomorrow night. And then high pressure, chilly Canadian high pressure takes over for the northeastern part of the nation Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.